Here we are live at Radio Row, Las Vegas, Nevada. You never know who you're going to run into. There's legends everywhere, but there's only one, Lorenzo Neal. What a fortuitous moment. You guys had a little interview last night at opening night.
Yeah.
And now here you are today. Lorenzo, that was quite an event last night, my friend. My goodness.
It was amazing just to watch. I think that might have been the best one with all the fans that showed up. I mean, it was like a full stadium. I mean, the stadium was full, and watching both the Chiefs and Niner fans come together and just giving them opportunity, because we know the tickets now are outrageous, ridiculous, outrageous, and people can't afford it unless you got $3 million for a box, or, $250,000 for certain tickets. It can be a little bit out. I mean, just a little steep, or $7,500 for the Lord, for the nosebleed section. But
I keep hoping those go down.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at those.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
if only I could get to the 5,000.
Exactly. That's my mark too. 5,000. They'll be there, but it's going to be like 2 minutes before kickoff. So if you want to wait there, and then you're not guaranteed that they're good. So it's all kinds of things that's happening. But yeah, it was an awesome event last night, just to see the fandemonia and see how many of the fans and what they've been able to endure. Their teams, the ups and downs, the ebb and flows of games, and just the season. And to have these two teams, these two great organizations standing right now and being the only two, it says a lot. And it's a rematch of several years ago. That it's a great matchup, and it's a matchup that people want to see. And whether it would have been Baltimore and the Niners, because the Niners lost to Baltimore, but just the Chiefs, what they've been able to go through this year, this has to be their finest hour. And I think for the first time, you can't say Patrick Mahomes carried this team. Patrick Mahomes carried this team to Super Bowl. Well, he's the one. I think this is the first year that you can say the defense. I mean, if you look at this defense, holding Baltimore to 10 points, and look what they've been able to do when the offense wasn't clicking and the receivers were dropping a ton of balls, and the inconsistency at the receiver position, the only position that was successful, which is probably the best that we've ever seen. I got Gronk and Manning on the Gronk and Brady on the phone, but Kelsey and Mahomes, what they've been able to accomplish is unbelievable. So that's been the consistent. That's been unmutable. But the rest of the receivers in the core, and to see them just grind and find a way and now play at a level that they're playing on to get to the Super Bowl in spite of, and have to go on the road for 2 games, this is definitely Kansas City's finest hour.
Yeah, and have you seen a position group like the Chiefs receivers in a year actively hurt the team, especially not just with their play like in the first quarter, second quarter, but in crucial moments late in games when they are trying to win, when the game's on the line, and they're just not coming through?
The good, bad, the ugly. I saw you almost fall, Sean. I saw you. Watch out for that carpet there. Lights out. Sean Merriman just walked by, I saw my guy just almost fall down right there. I like to see that, baby.
He's on the schedule for like 20 minutes from now, so we can't get him hurt before then.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, so just watching the receivers, the way that it was like a band of brothers. I mean, it was the Bad News Bears. Let's be honest. I mean, guys, let's pull the band up. Look at you guys. You guys, they're so great. Come on, guys. One of them was blind and one eye couldn't see out the other. I mean, it was, I got a new word. It was ferocious. Watching these guys just drop passes. You're like, man, they look worse than Roberto Duran. Hands of stones. I mean, these guys couldn't catch a cold. And now, but look, now you see me, now you don't. The way that those guys, the things that they had to endure, and what all the media and the things that people talked about these receivers and everything they went through, and now today, look what it did. Mahomes could have called them out, sold them, threw them under the bus. He knew those were his guys. And so I think you have a Kansas City team this year that's played with the vigor and a chip on their shoulders, and they said, no one believes in us. No one but us. And it's crazy to see two teams that are both in the same situation with Detroit. Everyone wanted Detroit to beat the Niners. Everyone's like the Niners, so they're losing. It's just like these two teams have so much to prove, and it's truly two teams with a brotherhood. So I'm excited about this game.
Lorenzo, before we get to my real question here, I noticed that
my bag. Just got a little excited.
Love it.
Your middle name is Levon.
Levon. Yes, Levon. Lorenzo Levon. Can you say it a little bit? Put some respect
I will.
on that. Let me hear you say it again.
Okay, because
look at me in the eyes. Look at me in the eyes.
Together.
Okay, go.
Levon.
Okay, that's a little better. Okay.
Lorenzo Levon.
Oh, okay. Now it's exciting. I
How
feel
about
better.
this?
Okay. Yes.
Patrick Levon.
What?
Did you know that?
Did not
How about
know
this? This one you don't know. My grandpa, Ray Carter, Clinton high school football legend,
Yeah.
Clinton, Missouri. Raymond Levon
What?
Carter. My great. So
Are you kidding me?
I've never heard that middle name in my
There's
life. But
great
now we got
connection.
you, my
It's-
grandpa, and Patrick Mahomes. We're all three linked.
Does Mahomes spell it the same? The capital L and then A and then capital
I think
V?
it's just capital L, lower AVON.
Yeah, there's
So
no
there
enemy.
is a little-
And I think my grandpa.
But it's okay. It's okay. I mean, well, cut my legs off and call me Shorty. I didn't know all these guys had the Levon. I thought I was the only a Levon. You know, man.
I'm blown away.
I'm
I mean,
mind blown.
my
Wow.
now that we can fester on that a little
Okay,
bit, and if
okay.
my grandpa were only alive to have seen Patrick Mahomes play,
I need a cigarette. I need a cigarette.
Wow,
You do.
That's a cigar.
But is that Cuban? Is that Homeland Security? Lorenzo, the fullback position, the Chiefs, for instance, don't carry a fullback. You were one of the legends of the game. We had Tony Richardson here in Kansas City.
Yeah.
What do you make of what has become of a position that the grunt work that you put in, the years, the pounding, 6 touchdowns in your career to lead the way for other running backs, and now the position's all but non-existent.
Yeah, Big Red. I'm disappointed in Big Red. I mean, me and Andy go way back. I mean, I almost played for Andy back in the day. I thought Andy was my guy, and he gets rid of the fullback position. They used to carry number 42. He was on the team with no more carry. You know, just like
Michael Burton.
I mean,
He
come
went
on.
to Denver.
I mean, it's just like, Andy, come on, Big Red. So this for that, you guys are going down because we're going to use Hughes check. Yes, you guys got to. I mean, come on, because we got to make fullbacks great again. I mean, that's what it. I mean, it's a great tagline. I mean, you think about the fullback position. I'll tell this story. I like to tell it. I tell it often. I remember being in kindergarten. We had show and tell. I don't know if you guys had show and tell.
yeah.
You guys are too young.
It was
I
a
don't know.
staple of our childhood.
We're like 40, so.
Okay, but you know, show and tell, you get to bring whatever you want, your favorite toy, whatever you wanted to show and tell. I remember the teacher, Mr. Cole, he said, "Hey, guys and gals," at the time. Too soon? Too soon? Okay.
We love it.
Okay, too soon. Anyway.
And we're canceled. Good night.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the show just went off the air.
It's all blaming on me. Blaming on me.
Yeah, you are from California, Lorenzo. I don't know.
Exactly. I totally am. I can't believe you said that. How could you be so obtuse? I mean, like, got me with a spin. Anywho, as I get back, so he's like, "Okay, look, I want you guys to bring your favorite fruit or vegetable to school and tell why is it special." I know you're looking at that finger, by the way. And
Been through a lot.
and
That's
so
a fullback, folks.
Yeah, and everyone came in. Some of them brought strawberries and cherries and bananas, oranges, you name it, tomatoes, pretty tomatoes, and they talked about their favorite fruit, vegetable. And I told my grandmother, I'd say, we got to bring whatever fruit or vegetable and tell why it's special. And she's put in this little bag, she put an onion. And I'm going to tell you this, I'm going somewhere with this. And so everyone talked and had their big old spiel about their food and vegetables and the cherries and strawberry. And I brought that onion out. And I said, "See this onion?" And everyone, "Look, what an onion, this smells." And I said, "But it's the most disrespected vegetable in the group. Everyone looks at the onion as gross. But when you want that good hamburger, you call on that onion. When you want a good soup, you call on that onion. When you want certain food, you got to have that onion. Just gives it the flavor." And I think the fullback position is just like the onion. It's been more disrespected. But when you want that good lead draw, when you want that ISO, when you want to get downhill, you call on that fullback. You call on that onion. That's why the fullback position be changed to the onion.
I
was
love
that
it.
good? Drop the mic. Was that drop? Was that good?
That is
was
drop
good
the mic worthy, but
Okay,
I have
okay.
one caveat here. I
Okay.
think I agree with you 50% on that because onions and me do not agree.
No.
Why they come on burgers at McDonald's? You can add those on. Why do I have to say no onion? I can't do it.
Why do you got to just poo on my thing? It wasn't about you right now.
Well,
Why
I
you
like to
just
make
do-
things
why-
about me. I'm a self-aggrandizing guy over
I
here.
mean, you track me down. You and I get along great.
I'm gonna win you back.
You know what?
I
If
am
we
gonna
can't
win you
get
back.
we can't get along, we might as well get it on. Put them up. Let's go.
Oh my
Sean
God,
Merriman
no.
coming over in a minute. He's our guy. So
okay.
I said goodbye to you
lights
the
out
other.
extreme.
I said goodbye to you the other night, and I like slapped your arm, and I'm like, "Is that a bowling ball?" Like,
There was
But
an onion in there.
yeah, I bet. But I'm going to win you back because I want to talk about my love for fullbacks and why the position does need to come back. Not just you, but there's Larry Centers, Kimball Anders. We talked about Tony Richardson, Marion
my-
Butts.
Oh yeah.
There's so many
man.
Sam
wonderful.
Gash.
Yes.
Ronnie Harmon.
Oh, you know Ronnie.
Soon.
No. I tell you, there's a great fullback that people don't talk about. I love him, Corey Schlesinger. You don't
Yes.
know?
Oh my God!
John
Come on,
Ritchie.
don't act like you know Corey Schlesinger.
Nebraska.
Okay.
Yes.
I can appreciate that. Keep it relaxed. Keep it. Okay.
Yeah.
As I digress,
Great
where we're
fullbacks.
going now? Is that it? Is that it?
Thank you.
That came to a shrieking stop. All of it.
Corey Schlesinger. And we're done.
Yeah, I mean,
That-
Moose Johnson.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, Tom Rathman.
Touchdown, Tommy Vardell. Anyone?
Okay, Larry Sanders caught 100 passes in one season.
Oh, Larry's the best.
How about Big Michael Austin, A-Train?
Kim Landers back in our I mean, before T Rich we had
Marion
Kim Landers.
Motley. Anyone?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's something that because the game has evolved so much. Some better, some worse.
Yeah.
It's getting safer. We don't hit as much.
Yeah, it's weak. I mean, you look. It's football. Football is a contact sport. We're grown men playing a kid's game, getting a king's ransom. You know what you're signed up for now. Now, no, look. The league should have been more honest and forthright. Talk about concussions and all those different things, and pay these guys. They should have insurance for life. They should take care of them because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Right.
You just got all the tax breaks. It was a nonprofit all these many years, and now it's all these tax exemptions. So you should just take care of the guys. That's where I have a problem with it. But as far as contact and guys getting injured and going through these different things that we go through, I get it. But just take care of guys. That is the biggest thing. If you took care of them and say, hey, look, now guys know what's going on and know what you're playing and know why you're playing this game, it's okay. Long as you take care of these guys and understand that they have family and kids. So when we pass, that our kids and our family is taken care of. That's all this league needs to do. That's all that needs to be done. Because this is a contact sport. It's a football, and it's only one ball at one time. Only one guy can get it. It's see ball, get ball. And that's it. It's physical. That's what football is. It's a physical game. It's not for the meek. It's not for all this. So, yeah, I understand you got to make it safe. I understand you got to try to make, but at the same sense, you can't do everything. It's football. And that's why I think you have a lot more guys getting injured because they don't get callous. They don't get tough anymore because they don't do 9-on-7. They're not in pads. Yeah, 16 years. How many guys going to last 16 years now? Because when you look at, because they ain't guys blowing out knees, all the things is less intense. It's because you're trying to save guys, you hurt guys. When you grow up in the country, bucking hay, being a farm boy like me, you get tough. You know what? But when you don't have those things, those attributes, guys fall apart. You can't put no Shetland pony in the Kentucky Derby. By God, sometimes these guys built like Tarzan, play like Jane, because you know what? They got all these muscles. Yeah, they can run a 4-2, 4-3, but they can only do it 1 or 2 times. Get them hit now, put on some pads and put them in the line of fire. What the hell happens to them?
Yeah, Lorenzo, what you're describing, this is why football is our favorite sport. It's why, because you know what?
Sorry, I went on a rant there.
Sometimes I can hit a 3 playing basketball. Sometimes I could even, hit a single on a softball field. What I can't do is be the lead back on a power O. That's Marty Schottenheimer's favorite play. Power O.
Absolutely.
That I can't do. I look up to it. You guys, to me, growing up in the generation that you guys were modern day gladiators. It's like what it must have been in Roman times watching, Julius Maximus, whatever the guy's Russell Crowe's name. I looked at it differently. I looked at that as grand theater. I looked at it as everything that I loved about, just G.I. Joe and professional wrestling and larger than life comic books happening on a field of play in front of me. That does not exist in any other sport. That is why the sport, I think, has grown as much as it has.
Wow. I'm going to use that. When you talked about, hey, look, every now and then you could go out and hit a golf ball. Boom. Every now and then you can go on a basketball court, hit a 3.
Every now and then, is stretching it, but
if you can hit a great shot against anyone, every now and then go out and do it. Yeah, stretch it. I get it. Hit the 3, hit the 2, whatever, layup. But every now and then you go out there and try to run 50 power against elite, and you're not going to do it. It's never going to, slim to none, and none has left the building. That's a very profound. Wow.
That's kind of like the old kind of average person gain 1 yard running the ball. Travis Kelce was talking about that on his podcast this year. Can an average person run for a yard?
If Lorenzo Neal's my fullback.
Well, that wasn't in the, but the answer is no. I think.
Right.
Now, side point, if I was being thrown if I was on the field instead of Kadarius Toney in week 1 against the Detroit Lions, they wouldn't have thrown to me. Therefore, I wouldn't have tipped the ball up in the air and would have been intercepted, would have been a touchdown. The Chiefs would have won that game. So maybe there's in a roundabout way, they would have been better off with me out there. But that's a weird hypothetical.
But it works. I get it. I'm not going to, I understand what you're saying, the hypothetical.
But we look at you guys as something that we could never be and aren't. I mean, look at us.
No, but I'm telling you,
And my name's not Wes Welker, so
yeah, but what you said was profound. Yeah, white chocolate. I mean, it's amazing. Isn't it crazy though? You look at running to, like, just to bounce off. You know, I just do this, and
yes,
you guys get, if you guys get fired, it's all good. Blame me, I'll pay you. But it's like, it's interesting watching like Wes Walker, and everyone's like, man, that dude's bad. That white boy can play. Isn't it crazy? But if you say something like we're in a place where you're being racist. I mean, if you look at Christian McCaffrey, it's like, dude, that white, he's probably the best back in the league. I can't believe that white boy, bro. He got some brother. Why did yeah. But brothers say that.
Yeah.
But right. And it's but it's like, but what's wrong with that? What's wrong? And it's like you see a guy, man, McCaffrey's brothers be like, dude, that dude, he's for real. That dude is a bad dude. That white boy's bad. But if you say opposite, that black boy's bad, it's in the world that we have to do. I just want people just to take a deep breath, relax. Understand that we're all humans, understand that we all bleed the same, but we have to be tolerant. We have to understand this world. We have to stick together. We can't let the outside divide us as a country, us as people. More people need to be standing up on tables and being like, look, we need to get along. We can't be fighting amongst each other. We can't it's not about, you don't have to be red or blue to do what's right. It's about the heart and the mind. Just do what's right. We can't have, we're a country that's divided. And that's what we have to come together as a country, as people. We got to sit down and start talking, guys. So I commend you guys for letting me speak freely on this show, because it's due.
Refreshing. And, you said red or blue, and red, white, and blue, the symbol that unites all of us, as does the game of football, not only the country. I always consider myself, first and foremost, if I were asked to describe myself to someone that didn't know me, a person in another country, say, well, I'm an American. That's the way I would describe myself.
Amen, brother.
Before anything else.
Yeah.
Some people might say a Christian. Somebody might say a husband, a father, but it's certainly not my race. I wouldn't say, well, I'm a white Caucasian that's
no
American. And then football is the great uniter as well. Sports in general.
Sports united this country. It brought people from different backgrounds and understand they could sit. Man, guess what? I could go to your house and eat, some pancakes. You can come out and eat fried chicken. You come, it's crazy. And it's like what sports have done. This country was divided, race, slavery, all those things. Those were things that were horrible. And we all know, everyone knows they were horrible. We get that. We're not trying to dwell on it. But what sports did is crossed the lines and brought communities, red, black, doesn't matter, bringing guys together. White guys that have never even hung out with black guys, man, they're not so different. But yeah, their grandparents and great-grandparents were so racist. And now they changed the generation because sports have made everyone melt together. And I think that's what's missing. Being able to play sports, football, whatever sport it is, you're going to get unification, get that melting pot, because we're all here and we're all on this earth together, and it's to serve one another.
Yeah, and you speak about coming together. I want to talk to you about how Marty Schottenheimer brought that Chargers team together, and with some of his phrases. I'll use one right now. When you step across the white stripe, the only thing that matters is that 6 inches between your backbone and your breastbone.
That's him.
Those two little letters, W-E, we. Those two little letters, U-S, us. They're powerful, man. They're powerful. Just talk about the great Marty Schottenheimer, how detail-oriented he was, and just the person he was to deliver speeches like that as an English major.
He was amazing. Marty Schottenheimer said, when I die, I wanted to put 40 or 50 power on my tombstone. They hear me? And he was 6'5", 6'6", guys, big, strong, and you would see him cry like a baby. I mean, get emotional, and the guy loved. He was about family. He was about together. He was about unifying guys, and he was one of those guys that was a pioneer. Love Marty Schottenheimer, Brian Schottenheimer, Pat, his wife. I mean, they were just amazing. What they did for the communities, that every community they were impacted that they were in, and how they helped and saved young men's lives, giving them opportunities, second and third opportunities after they're screwing up, not just throw them away. Marty was just a pillar. He was a beacon, and he loved people. He loved family. He loved everyone. I love Marty Schottenheimer. He's missed. We've missed greatly, and it's great that that you guys had an opportunity, like I had an opportunity, to get to know him as a person, as a man. And he was a great football coach, but he was a better person than he was football player.
And speaking of that, I mean, we talked about it last night, how Marty deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And we talk about him rebuilding franchises like the Browns, the Chiefs, the Chargers. Would have done it with Washington if Dan Snyder would have given him half a chance. But they started off, I believe, 0-5, finished out 8-8 once the players and everybody bought in. But just talk about why he really deserves to be in as a coach, because we talked to Jimmy Johnson last year. We talked to Brian Billick. They mentioned he didn't win the Super Bowl. We've got a Super Bowl, so he doesn't deserve to be in, doesn't have the playoff success. Why, when it comes down to brass tacks, does Marty Schottenheimer deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
So I think when you look at it, and I understand what people are saying, and statistics and stats can be bent anyway. And in Cleveland, he didn't fumble that ball.
Yeah, Webster Slaughter didn't make the block on the corner who came in and stripped Ernest Miner.
So it's like you've seen in Kansas City, there's been some times they almost won a Super Bowl. Chargers, McCree to intercept the ball. You intercept the ball and fall on the ground and it's over.
And if you watch NFL films, Marty's walking around talking to the DB saying, you're going to get an interception at the end of this game. Just go down.
Go down. Close. So when people say that, it's a reason. So if that's the case, if he doesn't deserve, then why is players in the Hall of Fame that never won a Super Bowl?
Dan Marino.
Why LaDainian Tomlinson? There's a lot of guys that get going in the Hall of Fame that were Barry Sanders. Why is he in the Hall of Fame? He didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. The hypocrisy of when you hear pompous individuals, cower down and look down at people because they want to be an elite. Just pray for them, brother.
Yeah.
Pray because they don't get it. That's all I can do because to each his own.
Lorenzo, before we let you go here, we can't thank you enough. This has been so profound, so fun, so engaging, stuff that I listen to so many shows and things are so straight and narrow and boring and just how do you feel the Chiefs will fare against the 40? Well, the conversation we had I'll remember this forever. You're awesome, man. Talk about where people can find you. You've been involved in radio, you've been involved in podcasts. You're here at Radio Row as a member of the media. Talk about where people can find you, where they can listen to you. Give it to them straight.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to 95.7 The Game. I do a pregame show there with 95.7 The Game. I'm on KPIX, Channel 5 in the Bay Area. Also, Instagram, just Lorenzo Neal. Just follow me at Lorenzo Neal. It's a simple follow. Go to an IG and just type in Lorenzo Neal. You'll see that big, pretty face show up. And that's it, man. All I try to do is give inspiration, give life, man, because it's not about us. It's about how do you serve. At the end of the day, it's like how many lives do you touch, how many people you empower, because, that's what it's about. You can't take it with you. You can't take any of your money, anything. How are people going to remember you? How are they going to remember, just like football? Look at Belichick, one of the greatest coaches of all time, won how many Super Bowls, him and Peyton, Tom Brady, and now can't get a job. End of the day, one day they're going to take that jersey. When they're going to take your jersey, who are you? When they take that name off, you take that name off your jersey, all you have is your name. And how are people going to remember you as your name? How do you represent it? That's all. That's all I got, brothers. I appreciate you guys.
Represent your name well. Being in our film for Marty, giving something back. He teared up watching that. He couldn't thank you guys enough. It said he made his year. So.
Oh, he was the best. Cheers,
Thanks,
guys.
Lorenzo.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Yep.